Hello, everyone. I just want to point out two things here. First, once you watch today's video of Unit 13, Lesson 4, Distributions of Multiple Samples, when you go through the homework, the last page of the homework is page 463. And I'm asking you to turn in that page only, which contains two questions, numbers 4 and 5. And please support your answer to those two questions by finding the confidence interval for each question, which is simply you take the mean plus or minus 2 standard deviations. The other thing is the first exercise of the lesson involves an activity that we would be doing as a class, but since we're not together as a class, I kind of had to go through the activity myself. So what I want to do is I want to provide you with a short screenshot of my computer of a similar situation. So I hope this goes well because this will be the first time I'm trying to share my computer with you. So here I am in this rossmanchance.com applet. And I'm going to Reese's Pieces. And what we have here is like a jar of Reese's Pieces. And I'd like to change some of these settings here so that they're more similar to the choosing a sample of 20 beans from the bag of beans, which is exercise number 1, page 4 on page 458. So when we look at the bag of beans, there are 40% of the beans are red. So the probability of orange right now is set to 0.5, and I'm going to change that. Instead of thinking this as probability, think of it as the percent of orange, right? So the percent of orange here, I want to make similar to or the same as the percent of red, which is 40%. And the number of candies that are going to be drawn is going to be a sample of 20 to match the 20 beans that I would be drawing from the bag of beans. And the result I want is the proportion of orange in this case. So I'm changing this to proportion of orange. So I'll draw one sample of 20 candies. So this is representative of if I was taking 20 beans from the bag of beans. So there are the 20 candies coming down, and of the 20, there are 1, 2, 3, 4 that are orange. So 4 divided by 20 is 0.20. So the proportion of orange candies from this sample of 20 is 0.20. Now I'm going to turn off the animation because it'll go a little faster, and I'll draw. And what happened is it went and placed this proportion of orange of 0.2 down on the what's going to be a dot plot here, a proportion of orange. So it went 0.2, placed it right here. So I'll draw another sample of 20 candies. And from this sample of 20, there are 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 13 out of the 20. Now 13 divided by 20 is 0.65. So the proportion of orange Reese's Pieces in this sample of 20 is 0.65. So we put the proportion of 0.65 down here on our dot plot. Draw another sample, and the proportion of orange Reese's Pieces here is 0.40 down on the dot plot. I'll do this several more times. So right now I have a total of 6 samples that have been drawn, and the proportion of orange have been found and indicated on the dot plot here. So I'll get up to 10. So on this 10th drawing of 20 candies, let's see, we have 2, 4, 6, 7 out of the 20 were orange. So that's 0.35. 7 divided by 20 is 0.35. And that's been placed down here on the dot plot. Okay, so I've got 10 dots because 10 samples have been drawn. And now if I increase the number of samples instead of drawing them one at a time, let's draw 10, all right? A total of 10 samples. So it's going to, once I hit draw samples, it's going to add another 10 dots to this. So draw 10, and there we go. And now I'll do this one more time. So I've got a total of 30 samples drawn. So there's 30 dots here. And you can see that the spread here is from 0.20 to 0.65. And if I draw another 10, we see we're starting to get this somewhat of a mound shape going on here. And I'll do that one more time. Okay. So again, this demonstration here, the number of orange beans, or sorry, the number of orange Reese's Pieces drawn from the 20 is similar to what I'm doing in exercise number 1 of lesson 4, but I have a bag of beans and the proportion of red beans is in the bag is 40%. So hopefully this gives a bit of a visualization of what I was doing with my sample of 20